Steve Tober with Coach Tom Lamont, Caldwell High School Baseball. And Tom, let's begin with realignment, which everyone's experiencing this year. You played at a Catholic high school, Montclair Immaculate. You coached at the Paul Catholic with your good friend Joe Lennon, who was another Immaculate product. And so you've seen the parochial, seen the public side. Some people said realignment was to solve the Don Bosco prep football problem, which I'm not sure they solved. But what's your general feeling on what realignment's done this year?
Well, I think the realignment problem as far as parochial and public goes, I'm one of the believers that think that the public schools should play the public schools and the Catholic schools should play the Catholic schools, simply because of we're not on the same level playing field. When we can't go out as a public school and get a particular player from another town, and the Catholic schools can, and I've been on both sides of the fence, it's just apples and oranges as far as the rules goes. If we need a shortstop, we have to hope that one's in the middle school. If they need a shortstop, they can go out and find a shortstop in a multitude of towns to try to find somebody who's going to fill in that void for them. And so I think when it comes to the playoffs and different things like that, we should definitely be separated. And I think in the leagues it would be good if they are separated. On the other hand, I understand why the parochials want to stay playing the public schools, because they want to showcase their programs in the sending areas that they get kids from.
And you look at the Super Essex Conference, which a lot of people are happy with locally, and there's been a lot of interest in the basketball, the baseball. But how do you see it shaping up in the diamond season?
It's probably a little too early to compare, but so far everything seems to have worked out pretty well. I mean, obviously the travel is less. You're playing Cedar Grove twice, Verona twice, West Essex twice. So you're not traveling over to Madison or down to Del Barton, although I'm sure you know, Steve, when you try to get to Belleville or Nutley at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it might be easier to get to Morristown. But overall, you know, I think for the communities, it's nice that Caldwell is playing Cedar Grove and Caldwell is playing Verona and different things like that in the league, instead of having to travel 20 miles to play a game that really the communities don't have anything in common.
I mean, I know talking to Scotty Eliano at West Essex, Scott Schroeder at Livingston, Mike Shepard, Seton Hall, they love the Iron Hills. Now, the Northern Hills, I mean, it was a strange conference in a sense. You had a lot of different counties converging in the NHC, but it was a pretty good baseball conference.
Very good baseball conference. You know, you had to show up and play every day. There were no gimmies. You know, with Pequannock and Del Barton and DePaul and Lakeland and West Milford, Wayne Valley, those are all strong teams, Passaic Valley. So there was no dodging anybody per se. If you didn't have a good pitcher ready to go, you probably weren't going to win that day.
Tom, let's look at the SEC. Liberty, Caldwell Chiefs. Last year you had a lights-out pitcher and Shannon, a tremendous southpaw. Saw him pitch very well against West Essex in the state tournament in a game he lost, but tremendous effort. A little different team this year, but the Chiefs on any given day, though, as you know in baseball, it's a strange sport. Anybody can beat anybody, as the cliche goes. But do you like the way your team's shaping up?
Yeah, I do. We have a lot of experience back in position players, and we're just hoping that our pitching catches up with that a little bit. You know, we're hoping for a big year out of Connor Smith. Timmy Lohman has taken the ball in the last 2 starts against Montclair and Belleville, pitched tremendous, which is certainly what we were hoping for out of Timmy. You know, Timmy had kind of waited his turn a little bit, pitched in the Legion Summer, and, you know, we were hoping that he would step up and fill in to one of the starter spots, which, knock on wood, so far he has. Connor had a very good outing against Cedar Grove. He pitched very good against Verona. In his last outing, he struggled against Newark Academy. Newark Academy got 18 hits off him. He just chalked that up to a bad start, I guess. But none of our pitchers are dominating 15 strikeout guys. So we're hoping for our starting pitchers that they throw strikes, don't walk guys, and the experienced guys in the field can make the plays.
You talk about baseball, again, being an unusual sport. West Essex, of course, the odds-on favorite in your division, the SEC Liberty, but a school like Cedar Grove, which has most of its lineup back from a Group 1 section finalist the last 2 years, started off slowly, but there's certainly plenty of time for a team like that to turn it around.
Well, again, Cedar Grove has been in a lot of close games. I can tell you this, nobody wants to play Cedar Grove, you know. So I don't care what Cedar Grove's record is. Everybody around here knows the talent they have. They have an outstanding group of seniors in Cedar Grove, and anybody who draws Cedar Grove in the county tournament or in the state tournament is going to cringe a little bit, because that team, has the talent to get hot and go on a run and win the whole thing. Patsy Caggiano's been playing hurt, so it's when he gets healthy, he's going to be just that much better a player.
The baseball season in high school is so quick, Tom, but you must enjoy the weather we've been having. After last year, the wet April, the weather in 2010 so far has been pretty good.
It's been wonderful. I mean, that week we had 80-degree temperatures. That was what it's like probably for the kids playing in Florida all the time. So our kids got out, they get nice and loose, the fields dried out. We right now don't have any games to make up. That's almost unheard of at this point in the season. Usually you're looking down the road saying we're going to play every day, because we had 3 or 4 rainouts already in the season. We haven't had any.
Before we close out, Tom, looking ahead to the state tournament, which comes awfully quick in May and June, what Essex County teams do you think will impact in the state tournament?
Well, I think Essex County, I think Seton Hall is young, but again, they're certainly a top flight program that, they're going to make themselves heard in the state tournament. I think, as you mentioned earlier, I think Cedar Grove will come right back. I know West Essex will be there. I hope we're there. We expect to be there. Millburn's got a good club. Livingston, again, is another team that's a top flight team. I'm probably, I hate listing names, Steve, because I probably forgot somebody, but Nutley's a good club. So, I mean, there's enough teams in the county that I'm sure they'll represent the county well in the state tournament.
Well, Tom Lamont, thanks for stopping by. Good luck to the Caldwell Chiefs. Great baseball tradition here at Caldwell High School, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Tommy Lamont, head coach at Caldwell. And don't forget the Columbia Cougars, as Coach says. From Bonnell Field in West Caldwell, I'm Steve Tober.